بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قال الله تعالى إنا نحن نزلنا الذكر وإنا له لحافظون وإنا نحن نزلنا القرآن قرآنا عربيا لعلكم تعقلون صدق الله العظيم. My dear respected brothers and sisters, Alhamdulillah, it is a great blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He has enabled us to come here to learn the knowledge of deen, or should I say the tool to learn the knowledge of deen. As we all know that the deen came through Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam disseminated the knowledge in the language that he was given, which was the language of Arabic. Now, to really benefit from Islam, it is important that we can also understand the language. By understanding, not only would it help us to make that connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but it will also help us spiritually, and it will help us materialistically. Why do I say that? Is that when a person understands and delves into the Quranic ayats, it will lead to four things. One is tadabbur, which means contemplation. When a person understands the language, the Arabic language, and when he is reciting the Quran, then that will lead to tadabbur, meaning contemplation. A person will then contemplate about his existence, why he here, what he's supposed to be doing. Also, it will lead to tafaqquh. Tafaqquh meaning comprehension. It will increase his understanding of what is demanded and what is required from him. Also, it will bring about tafakkur, which means reflection. A person would reflect upon himself and upon the wider issues, etc. And also, it will bring about ta'aqqul, which means wisdom. It brings about wisdom. As we all know, that the Quran is so rich in knowledge that when a person delves into it, it has no bottom. A person can extract many things, and until today ulamas are extracting from the book of Allah, the Quran. So this will help us. So when a person understands the language, the connection he will make is by he will have more concentration in salah, for he will then understand what he is saying. And like I said, it will bring about tadabbur, contemplation. It will make him contemplate, and it will make him closer in the sense that he will realize what my Lord is saying, and the ayats and the verses which is reminding about the akhirah, he will have it visually in his head in front of him. So this is why it's very important that we learn the Arabic language. You know, it's not something which we learn it because it's now a new trend or something. No, we learn it with the intention of gaining reward and intention of getting closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is our intention behind it. Although it may have materialistic benefits, but that is not the intention behind. Our intention is that we will, through this channel and through this medium, we will get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's like somebody buying a cow. When a person buys a cow, he buys it for milk, but he gets the manure free. He doesn't buy it for manure, does he? He buys it so that he can get milk from it. Likewise, our purpose of learning the Arabic language is that so that we can get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but at the same time there is worldly benefits. Nowadays, in terms of jobs, perspective, Middle East, so many jobs out there for the Muslims, especially if they know the Arabic language. But that is not the reason why we learn the Arabic language. The Arabic language is learned so that we can attain these four things. One is tafakkur, tadabbur, meaning contemplation, tafaqquh, meaning understanding and comprehension, tafakkur, reflection, and ta'aqqul, which means wisdom. So these are the four things that we will try to ascertain by learning the Arabic language. And it is because the ulamas got this understanding and this wisdom and realizing what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants from him. This is why the ulamas of the past, they excelled in every single sphere and every single subject and matter. Today in mathematics, astrology, medicine, all these are special feats that the ulamas of the past have attained. Why? It's because they understood what the Quran wanted from them, and they became masters, superior in every single field. So this is what it will lead a person to do. The Quran says, وَفِي أَنفُسِكُمْ, do you not ponder about yourselves? And when a person understands that, he will then realize, how does my body function? How did my God, my Allah created me? This will lead him to do research. This will lead him to understand better how God created him. Again, the Quran says, سَنُرِيكُمْ آيَاتِنَا فِي آفَاقِ وَفِي أَنفُسِكُمْ أَفَلَا تَذَكَّرُونَ, that we will very soon show you signs in the actual universe. Again, these are the ayahs that the ulama of the past pondered upon. And because of that, they were masters in astrology. And because of that, they understood so many things that today the people take benefit from. So why is this happening? It's because they understood the Arabic language. The ulamas of the past are not all Arabs. We had Qurtubi, Imam Qurtubi, he wrote about 30 volumes, over 20 volumes of exegesis of the Quran. He's from Qurtuba. Where's Qurtuba? In Spain. So he's from there. We had ulamas come from Faris, Persia, which is today now Iran. We have ulamas coming from so many different places. Imam Bukhari, he's not an Arab, he's from Bukhara, which is a part of Russia. So these are the non-Arabs who mastered the language, and they, through their efforts, the world is now benefiting. So by learning the Arabic language, this is what will happen, is that you will then contemplate upon what you are reading, and that will prompt a person, that will excel, and that will make a person to do things that he may have never done before, for the benefit of mankind. So this is why we are learning the Arabic language. This is the purpose of learning it. So inshallah, if we have that right intention and we have that purpose, then inshallah our learning, whatever we're learning, will become an ibadah. It will become an ibadah. It will become a means of gaining nearness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It will be a means of getting acceptance by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I hope that by this introduction we have laid the foundation of learning the language of Arabic, inshallah. So first of all, as we all know, that the language of Arabic is a very rich in its meaning, and it is something which has very grammatical aspect to it. It is not something which can be easily grasped unless a person puts effort. So this is why I request all brothers and sisters that have the intention of making full effort. Whatever homework that we get, whatever work we are told to do, we put the extra effort in it. Remember, our akhirah is also in this. Our hereafter is based on this as well. Because we all come here for the reason to get closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we put effort into it. And also, many of us maybe during our childhood never got that opportunity. Or many of us who happen to be blessed with the acceptance of Islam, now this is their first opportunity. So it's an obligatory, it's a duty that we give its full effort. Otherwise, if we don't, and due to our negligence, we have not fully grasped the pronunciation and etc., then we will be liable in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it is for this reason I stress that whatever work we are given, we make effort in completing those works, and also the lesson that we do, we give our 100% concentration and try to understand. Also, we will have question and answers at the end. If there's anything that we haven't grasped or haven't understood, then we do not hesitate to ask. Okay, that's something which is very important. It is said that those who have shyness in learning, they will never be able to learn. Shyness is not in learning. You can have shyness in other things, especially in committing sins. A person should be really shy, should really feel shame, and really feel, that if I break the law of Allah, well, how am I going to face Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Shyness should be in these things, not in learning, and not especially when it comes to tools, those tools which will help us to learn the knowledge of Deen. So this is why, if any question arises, it's better that we jot it down so that we do not forget. And then in the last 15 minutes, we ask. And who knows, by our question, other people may benefit. Other people may benefit. Because this question may not have cropped up in somebody else's mind, but by you bringing it up, other people has benefited. And I'm feeling a bit cold here, I don't know why. So, another reason why we should learn the Arabic language is that to really fully grasp the meaning, that can only be ascertained by learning the language itself. One cannot fully understand the meaning by reading its translation. No translation can give its true justice. Even celebrated, translators, even they have admitted the inability to give its true meaning. For example, the word Rabb, we all know the Surah Fatiha in the first verse, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. And many of us probably know the meaning that we normally read, all praise due to Allah, who is the Lord of all the worlds. So here normally people translate as Rabb as Lord, right? But really the true meaning of Rabb is not that. The true meaning of Rabb is a person who helps another being in every stage of his life, and to help it to ascertain its true stature in life. That you would not get that true meaning in the word Lord. So the Quran is very concise. It is, the beauty of it is that with very few words it gives out so much meaning. So much meaning. So time, energy and space. The Quran is very concise in that. And today everybody cherishes these three things. Time is very important. Energy is very important. Space is very important. These three things in every sphere, wherever we go, these three pillars are very important for the success of any project. If time is not controlled, then that project can fail. If the space is not controlled, again that project can fail. And energy. If too much energy is being put behind it, again that project can fail. But the Quran has managed everything. All these three. For example, as you can see this word here, Muhammad. You know, where is Zubair? Is he here? If you come at the front, so now and then if you need to move so for the sisters upstairs. I'm sure you're all familiar with the word Muhammad, yes? This is Muhammad in Arabic. This is Muhammad in English. Right? Now, to show how the Quran is so concise. The word Muhammad in English has consonants and vowels. It's very rare, you won't get a word without consonant and vowels. Okay? I'm sure you're all aware of what vowels are. Yeah? What is it? A-I-O-U, something like that, isn't it? A-E-I-O-U. Oh, A-E-I-O-U. Well, so that gives the sound to the word. And the consonants are the other letters, which are the bricks of the word. Now, for that word to be formed, the consonants and the vowels together was needed. Am I correct? Right? Muhammad, with only 4 words, without any vowels in it, has been done. So within short of space, time, energy, the objective has been accomplished. When you learn the actual Arabic language, you will know where to put the diacritical marks straight away. The Quran itself didn't have any diacritical marks. The Fatha, Kasra, Dhamma, or Zabar, Zer, Pesh, whatever you're acquainted with. The Quran never had that. It was only at the time of Hajjaj bin Yusuf, in the later stage of Islam, when Islam flourished and went to the 4 corners of the world, and when all non-Arabs started to come into Islam, to make it easy for them, the Quran then was given all these i'rab, was given all these diacritical marks on them. So then there were Fatha, Kasra, Dhamma, or Zabar, Zer, Pesh, whatever you are acquainted with. So before there was no need, and now, even now, you pick up any Arabic newspaper, you pick up any Arabic book, you're not going to see the diacritical marks on them. You are supposed to know them. Why do you? Because if you know the grammar, the syntax, the morphology, you will know what to put where. So this is why we need to learn the Arabic language. Is because by learning the Arabic language you get the true meaning, you understand the true meaning. So if we open our book, Gateway to Arabic, book 1, as you can see, the title says Miftahul Arabiyyah. Miftah means key. Okay? Miftah, although the meaning key has been given, but it means the tool to open. What does it mean? The tool to open. So this is the tool to open the language of Arabic. That is why at the bottom it says Gateway to Arabic. Otherwise, many people who've probably learned a few words in Arabic may say Miftah. Miftah means key. Why have they written Gateway to Arabic? Why have they written? It's because really Miftah, its literal meaning, the tool to open. And because the key is a tool to open doors, that's why they normally say in Arabic, ta. Now this is the tool to open the language of Arabic. This is why this book is called Gateway to Arabic. Yes? Now, obviously to understand the Arabic language, the first and foremost thing and the most important thing is to understand the actual letters. Now, in the Arabic language, there are no vowels. There are no vowels. All of these are consonants. The diacritical marks that are put afterwards, they give the job of vowels. So, I'm just going to go over the Arabic alphabet, okay, and I want everybody to pronounce it after me, okay? So I'm going to say the letters and then I want everybody to repeat so that we get to have the flavor of how to pronounce, because it's important that we pronounce the language, pronounce the letters properly, okay? Although the emphasis here is not about how to, the tajweed, etc. It's about the language itself. So just for those brothers who may not be fully acquainted with the letters, for the benefit and for the benefit of everybody else, I'm going to say the Arabic letters and I want everybody to repeat after me. So alif, ba, ab, ta, at, sa, as, jim, aj, ha, ah, ha, dal, ad, zal, az, ra, ar, za, az, sin, as, shin, ash, صاد أص ضاد أض طا أط ظا أظ عين أع غين أغ فا أف قاف أق كاف أك لام ال ميم أم نون أن ها واو أو يا أي. Okay, I'm going to repeat it again once more, but this time I want everybody to look at the way I'm doing it. Okay? Don't look inside, just look at me, and then you'll have an idea how my tongue moving, how my face movement, and etc. Okay? So alif, ba, ab, ta, at, fa, as, jim, aj, ha, ah, ha, dal, ad, zal, az, ra, ar, za, az, sin, as, shin, ash, صاد أص ضاد أض طا أط ظا أظ عين أع غين أغ فا. I missed something out? No, I haven't. Fa أف قاف أق Lam, Al, Mim, Wow, Aw, You missed that noon, okay. Noon, An, then Ha. Okay. Wow, Aw, Ya, Ay. Missed that one. Hamza. How you say it? The reason why I didn't say but the alif, because the alif is pronounced from the middle of the mouth, emptiness. So there's nothing you can pronounce there. The work of the alif is to lengthen the vowel which is before it. Okay, so that's why we never did anything about the alif. So these letters are all consonants; they are not the vowels. Whereas in the English language, you have consonants and you have vowels. So A-I-O-U, A-E-I-O-U, and so according to some Y's also. So these are the vowels and everything else are consonants. Whereas in the Arabic language, all the letters are consonants. And the diacritical marks, okay, they do the job of giving it the sound. Just like the vowels give the sound to the words, without that you don't have sound. Likewise, the diacritical marks will give the sound to the word. Okay, now if we go to page number 4, here they are showing you how to write the letters. Now, the whole language, to make it easy, all the Arabic letters, majority of them you can categorize them into 8. Okay? So the first one would be Ba, Ta, Tha. Okay? So you have Ba, Ta, and Tha. That's one category. The only difference is the dots. If it's got one dot at the bottom, then it's a Ba. If it has 2 dots on the top, then it's a Ta. And if it has 3 dots on the top, it's a Tha. So that's one category. Unfortunately, I would have written here, but the space has been all taken up. So that's one category. The second category is Jim, Ha, and Kha. Okay? Again, the difference is in the dots. So it's very important that we familiarize ourselves with the dots, because the dots will make the difference of the sounding of the letters and what the letter will become. So with the first category you have 3, which is Ba, Ta, and Tha. Okay? The second category, again you have 3, Jim, Ha, and Kha. The third category is Dal and Zal. The fourth category is Ra and Za. The fifth category is Sin and Sheen. Again, the only difference is the dots. So whereas with the second category, Jim, Ha, and Kha, is that the dot will, with the first one, it will be below the head, the top part of the letter. Ha doesn't have any dot, and Kha has 1 dot on top of the head, on top of the letter. Okay? With the third category, Dal and Zal, is Dal doesn't have any dot, and Zal has a dot. You have the fifth category is Ra and Za. Again, the difference is the dot. That Ra doesn't have any dot, and Za has a dot. Then the next category is Sin and Sheen. Again, the difference is the dots. Whereas Sin has no dots and Sheen has 3 dots. And then you have the next category is Sad and Dad. Again, the only difference is the dots. Sad being without a dot and Dad having a dot above it. And then the next one, Ta and Dha. Whereas Ta is without a dot and Dha has a dot. The next category is Ain and ghain. Ain being without a dot and ghain having a dot. All the rest are miscellaneous. You have fa, qaf. Fa again has a dot with a slight twist to the head and it flows on. Qaf again similar to fa but is more of a rounder shape with two dots on top. And then you have kaf, lam, mim, noon, waw. These are all miscellaneous. They don't fall into any category. Okay? So what I would like you to do as homework from page 1 to page 18 is to write out in the book that you have and practice how to write the letters. And while you practice, you say the letter. So if you're writing alif, you say alif. And you write it, you say alif. That way, you will not only be able to write the letter, but you will familiarize yourself with the letter. Hence, when it does appear in any script or any letter or any book, you will straight away know what the letter is. So from 1 to 18 is all the letters, and it also shows you how to do it. Okay? So I want you to do that. What I will do in the week to come is in the first 15 minutes, I will then request the brothers, I will dictate a couple of the words, a couple of the letters. I want you to write it down. You'll be all given empty piece of papers, okay? And you'll be told to write, for example, write Ain. It doesn't have to be perfect. You're not learning calligraphy here or anything. You can, just so that anybody can read it. Oh, this looks like Ain, okay? It may look like as if a four-year-old child has done it, but it's not a problem. As long as I can read it, that's fine, okay? So we've got homework, okay? So I don't want anyone to embarrass me that the common don't know how to do it, okay? Remember, I'm here all the time. If there's anything you need to ask, please feel free to come here. If you want, also, please, you can ask Zubair to take the number of mine or take the number from me directly. And anything you don't understand anything, you can phone me directly. But please do the work, because going further it's only going to get more difficult, right? So if we don't get the grasp of it from day one, we're just going to get switched off, and we're not going to learn properly, and we're going to be the losers. And this could be in one sense a downfall. So let's hope this is not the case. So from 1 to page 18, practice. Remember, this is just a sample. If you want to do it even better, get a piece of paper, write it, okay, Kaf, I'll do some more, and get yourself to familiarize. Okay? So these are the letters of the Arabic language. So I want that done for next week. What I would also like to introduce you to is the grammar side also of the Arabic language. Because to really understand the Arabic language, one has to understand the grammar. There's two most fundamental branch of the grammar of Arabic. One is ilm al-nahm, syntax, and ilm al-sarf, morphology. Ilm al-nahm, nahu means to turn, to direct. That's the linguistic meaning of nahu. Okay, syntax. Technically means the knowledge which will guide you to the accurate diacritical mark of the end of the last letter of the word. Let me give you an example. The Quran. Okay? I'm sure you all know Surah Fatiha. Yeah? Can we say yes? Yes. Right, Alhamdulillah. Get me worried there. So how are you not reading namaz and reading salat if you don't know Surah Fatiha? Okay, I'll read the first verse to you. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Alhamdu. Why didn't I read Alhamda? Why didn't I read Alhamdi? Why did I read Alhamdu? This is what the knowledge of syntax will teach you. It will teach you that you need to read Alhamdu. So those people who understand this knowledge will get less mistakes in recitation. They will be able to pick out mistakes of other people's recitation. Excuse me, you should have read this way. Why? It's because this word is in an accusative state. Hence, it should have been read like this. So those who acquainted themselves with this knowledge may not have memorized the Quran, but will know that this should have been read like this. So this is why we learn the grammar. So ilm al-nahm, syntax, would teach us the correct diacritical mark of the last letter of the word. So alhamdu, why we read like this, alhamdu, not alhamdi or alhamda, this knowledge will teach us. Lillahi, why didn't we read lillaha? Why didn't we read lillahu? Why did we read lillahi? Again, this knowledge will tell us. Rabbil, why did we read Rabbil? Why didn't we read Rabbal? Why didn't we read Rabbul? Again, this knowledge will help us. Okay? Alameen, it could have been Alamoon. Rabbil Alameen. Why didn't we read Rabbul Alamoon? Again, this will teach us. So that's why we have to learn the grammar, so that we will know when to read what. And it's very important to know this. If we don't know, the whole meaning will change. The whole meaning will change. وَعَصَى آدَمُ رَبَّهُ فَغَوَى. This is the Quranic verse. وَعَصَى آدَمُ رَبَّهُ فَغَوَى. Now, it means Adam alayhi salam was neglectful to his Lord. Was neglectful to his Lord. We all know the story. He was told not to go closer to that tree, and he went. If somebody read وَعَصَى آدَمُ وَعَصَى آدَمَ رَبُّهُ, it means that Adam alayhi salam's Lord was neglectful to Adam. The meaning completely changed. Can our Lord be neglectful to his creation? You see how the meaning changed? The word is still the same. Adam is Adam. Rabbahu is Rabbahu. Rabbahu has not changed. This word has not changed. Adam has not changed. The only thing that's changed is the diacritical mark. So this is why it's so important that we learn ilm al-nahm, syntax. So that is the definition of this knowledge. The other branch, which is the fundamental branch, is ilm al-sarf, morphology. Sarf means to change. What does it mean? To change. That's why you see if you go to Saudi Arabia, it's a money exchange. Sarraf. Sarraf means money exchange. He exchanged money. What does he do? He's a money exchanger. So sarf means to change. So what this knowledge teaches you, it teaches you how to make a word which is singular into plural, from masculine to feminine, from should we say from past tense to present tense. And again, Arabic language is quite unique in the sense the Arabic language is the only language that has a dual. You have a singular, dual, and a plural. In English, you have singular and plural, yeah? House, houses, books. What else? That's what you have. But in Arabic language, you have a single. So kitabun means book. If you want to say two books, you say kitabani, means two books. And if you want to say many books, more than two, kutubun. So Arabic language is the only language which has a dual. So to change from singular to dual, or from singular to plural, or to derive from one word many words, morphology would teach you that. Ilm al-Sarf. So this is why we need to learn that as well. Because if I wanted to say all these people are learning, okay, how am I going to say it? Okay, I know darasa means to learn, alima means to learn, kulluhum huna yadrusuna. So if I wanted to say everybody here is learning, that everybody here is learning, so from darasa to make it to yadrusuna, this is the knowledge that would teach me. Am I clear? So this is why we need to learn these two. So these are the two fundamental grammatical knowledge that we have to master, or at least have a grasp if we want to understand the Arabic language. So here is a chart. If you want to point that. So I wish I had a long stick, but I don't have a long stick. Ah, yes. So it's so important to have students like this to help me out. Right. This is an Arabic word which says love. What did it say?
Love.
Love means word, literally. But that's the meaning of it. But the actual dictionary meanings means to throw. What does it mean? Throw. When a person speaks, he's throwing words out of his mouth. He's throwing words out of his mouth. That is why this is called love. Right. Whatever a person throws out his mouth, articulates, right, it will fall into two categories. One is mawdu'. Can we say it? Mawdu'. And the second one is muhmal. Mawdu' means meaningful. What does it mean?
Meaningful.
Or meaningless. So whatever a person speaks from his mouth is either going to be meaningful or meaningless. Either it's a child blah 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 blah, blah blabbing away. That child is saying something, but to us it's meaningless. Okay? But not to the child. The child is trying to say something, but it can't articulate it properly. Or it will have meaningful. If it's meaningless, it just stops there. It's meaningless, nothing to it. Meaningful will then fall into two categories. Will fall into two categories. One is mufrad, which means single. What does mufrad mean? Single. Murakkab means compound. What does murakkab mean? Compound. Meaning it's been combined by two things. So the real debate and the real point of discussion is the meaningful words. Right? So we have love. Anything that a person utters from his mouth will go into two categories. Either it will be meaningful or it will be meaningless. In Arabic, meaningful is called mawdu'. Can we repeat it, brothers?
Mawdu'.
Or otherwise it will be meaningless. Muhmal. The reason I'm trying to make you so that you get used to these words, because these words are going to keep coming. Okay? And then the meaningful words will then be categorized into two. Mufrad,
Mufrad.
Murakkab.
Murakkab.
Mufrad means single
Single.
and Murakkab means compound.
Compound.
Okay, now we start with single. If it's a single word, it'll be,
Mufrad.
yes, it'll be categorized into three. Into? Three. Number one, ism means noun. What does it mean?
Noun.
Noun. Names of things or places, etc. Okay? Second is fi'l. Fi'l. Fi'l.
Fi'l.
Means verb. What does it mean? Then we have harf. Harf. Come on, everybody, I can't hear you. One is, the roof should come off. Harf. That's better. Particle.
Particle.
Okay? So, a single word will fall into these three. I hope everybody's writing this. I want everybody to write down. Okay? I've only got one ruler, so maybe just do it with your own lines or whatever. So you got mawdu'. Does anybody need a piece of paper? Everyone's got their own extra papers, yeah? Okay. So you got single word, categorized into three. Ism. Fi'l. Harf. Yes, I want to sound like Arab now. Yeah? Then we got murakkab. The compound. It's either murakkab mufid. Mufid means beneficial. Means
Beneficial.
beneficial. Or غير مفيد. What does it mean? غير مفيد means non-beneficial. So what does that mean? Beneficial, non-beneficial. Well, one gives £1, other one doesn't give anything. What does it mean? Beneficial means is where two words get together and gives a meaningful sentence. Gives a meaningful sentence. Say for example, هذا كتاب. This is a book. هذا is one word. Kitabun is another word. Two words together has given me a meaningful sentence. Yes? So that murakkab is called murakkab mufid. Means a beneficial compound. غير mufid is where two words have come together but hasn't given me a complete sentence. So الرجل الطويل, long person. What about long person? Is he gone? Is he come? Is he running? What is he doing? Long person. So الرجل الطويل, you have rajul, which means man. Tawil means long. Long man. It's incomplete. What are you trying to say? Is he coming? Is he present? Or is he going to come? Is he dead? Is he alive? How many questions will open up? So this is غير مفيد, non-beneficial. It leaves a person questioning. It hasn't given a complete answer. So it's an incomplete sentence. Although there's two words, to make a sentence in Arabic, you only need two words. You only need two words. Okay? Either it's completely open or one of the words is hidden in the actual word itself. If you do not understand anything, please, when the question time, do ask. Okay? Because if you start getting mixed up here, as we go along, you're going to get mixed up more. We're just starting now. It's only going to get more technical. So this is the chart. So I hope everyone's got this chart. No?
I can't concentrate on what you're saying and also copy that down at the same time.
Right.
We'll leave it so that people can come back
Yeah,
at the
yeah,
end.
you leave it on there. I'll just take a copy of it later
Okay.
on.
But have you understood it though? Yeah? So this is the diagram of what Loves is all about. Okay? Now, before we leave, or before the question times, we have given some sheets out. It says terminologies. Can we go to that page, please? Terminology.
The book.
No, you've been given an extra sheet.
These.
Yeah. Sisters. Yeah. Have the sisters got it? No, they don't have it. They're going to be scratching their heads. So does everybody have this terminologies? If you don't have this? You don't have one? Yeah. Yeah. Does it say terminology at the top? Yes? Does it say terminology? If you don't have one, take one, please.
Yeah, it's a little bit on yes, in the back, yeah.
Huh? Yes, you have it. Terminology. Because we're just going to go over some of the terms that we're going to get used to as we go along. I hope I'm not boring you guys. Have they got it? Okay, we got terms. Haraka. If everybody can repeat, haraka. Meaning diacritical points or marks, namely fatha, kasra, and dhamma. Okay, fatha is the mark that you will have on top of the letters. The marks that you will have on top of the letters. Example, here. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Yeah? Hada. There's one here. So fatha is there. Kasra is the diacritical mark which is beneath the letter. Can we see one here? Yeah? And dhamma is the diacritical mark that will be on top of the letter but that looks like a 9. That looks like a 9. Everyone can see that one? Yeah, like, or comma, whichever, as long as you know what I'm talking about. Yeah? Then we have mutaharrik. Can we all repeat? Mutaharrik. It means a letter with a haraka. So whenever a letter has a diacritical mark, whichever of the three, fatha, kasra, dhamma, that letter will be called mutaharrik. What it will be called? Mutaharrik. Also, those who are from the subcontinent, Indian subcontinent, they probably know fatha, kasra, dhamma as zawar, zair, pesh. You know, it's in Urdu, it's in Farsi. It's really a Farsi word, but Urdu language have taken it into their own language and they use it. So fatha, kasra and dhamma is the diacritical marks, points. Mutaharrik, a letter with haraka. Sukoon, the diacritical point, also known as jazm. So jazm is another word for sukoon. So it's like in some places it comes as a full round circle and in some places it's like a half circle. Can you see this here? Yeah? There. So in some places you'll see as a half circle and in some places you'll see as a full circle, small circle. Fatha, again it's saying, just showing it. Kasra, again it's showing. Dhamma, showing that. Tanween. Tanween is the name for the 2 fathas, 2 kasras or 2 dhammas.
Tanween.
Yeah. Tanween there. Lafdhun. See that there?
Yeah.
That's two dhammas. In some book they will say dhammatain. What did they say?
Dammatayn.
Or dhammatan. What did they say?
Dammatan.
Again, if it's two fathas, fathatan. In some places they fathatain. And if it's two kasras, kasratain.
Kasratayn.
Or kasratan.
Kasratayn.
Okay. Noon tanween.
Noon tanween.
You repeat. Noon tanween.
Noon tanween.
The sound of the noon created when reading the tanween. Okay. See that there? That's a tanween. That's dhammatan. What is this?
Dammatan.
So lafdhun. Love? Dhun. Can you hear the noon sound at the end? Dhun. That dhun, that's the sound of the noon tanween. What this is really, this is the short. Where's the mark? Where's the pen gone? If I was to break this up, what do I say? Lafdhun.
Lafdhun.
You see that noon there? Like I said, when I spoke about the Arabic language being concise, time, energy, they reduced that by putting that. And it's given the same pronunciation. The reason why you need to understand this is because you will see in the Arabic language, especially in the Quran, you will see some places with a small little noon. Has anybody seen it?
Yeah.
Small little noon. That is the noon of tanween. That is the noon of tanween in a lot of places, which is coming in place. So, and that also, understanding that will also help in tajweed. Like for example, Kaf, Ha, Ya, Ayn, Sad. What now? Ayn, and ikhfa is taking place. Why is ikhfa taking place? It's because of that noon. Okay, we're going into a different subject, but so it's important to understand that as well. Maftuh.
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 That's better. A letter having a fatha. Any letter that has a fatha is called maftuh.
Maftuh.
Okay. See this meme here? It has a fatha on it. So this meme is called maftuh. What is it called? Maqsoor. Maqsoor.
Maqsoor.
Meaning a letter having a kasra. A letter having
Kasra.
kasra. So, for example, here, the fa beneath it has a kasra. So this fa is called maqsoor. Madmoom. A letter having a dhamma. A letter having?
Dhamma.
Okay, this meme has a dhamma. Okay, so this meme is called
Mahdhum.
madmoom.
Mahdhum.
Madmoom. Madmoom. Sakin.
Sakin.
A letter having a sukoon. So, see this fa here? Can we see it?
Yeah.
This fa has a sukoon. So this fa is called sakin. Remember, all these technical terms will help you in tajweed as well. Will also help you. So if you ever do a tajweed course and you come, it will help you a lot. So it has it's multifunctional now. Mushaddad.
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 A letter having a tashdeed. This small little W is called tashdeed. What is it called?
Tashdeed.
Tashdeed. And this letter kaf, which has the tashdeed, is called mushaddad.
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 Okay, inshallah. we'll leave it unto there, and we'll go over in the next lesson, inshallah. Okay? So, I hope we've been able to take something in, inshallah. Is there any question now? Please, if you have any questions, do ask.